What is going on, guys? Hope you are well, wherever you are, whatever the time, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to episode 1 of Why Not Me. It's season 3, episode 1, and I thought, what better way to start it than starting with a full day of eating? So let's get straight into meal number 1. So meal number 1, we have 75 grams of ground rice, we have 20 grams of 90% dark chocolate, 100 grams of frozen blueberries, and 50 grams of protein. I'm using the Train by JP Performance Protein, vanilla. It's banging. Season 3 of Why Not Me. And this season is going to be a little bit different to the previous 2 seasons because firstly, I'm going to be coaching myself. My previous 2 preps, I've had coaches. Both have been exceptional. But this time I wanted to go through a prep myself and also just showcase myself as a coach as well. I think what better way to do that than to actually take myself through a prep. And 2, my starting point for this prep is a little bit different to where I've previously been before. I'm a lot lighter. Last prep, I started off at 117 kilos. My first prep, I started off at 119 kilos. And obviously those 2 preps, I had less muscle than what I have now. Yet I started off heavier. This prep, I'm starting off at 111 kilos, much better body composition, and in a position where I'm at my strongest as well. So that's what's different in season 3 of Why Not Me. Today we have 5 meals going down, pretty much the same foods that I've been eating in the off season, just a little bit less in terms of quantity, obviously. I've got a few errands to run, a lot of work to do, but I'm gonna bring you along for the ride and show you what I'm eating on my training day. I've got a leg day today as well, but I'm not gonna show that. I'm just gonna show my meals. I'll see you for the next meal number 2. Just about to head out now because I got this fitness tracker and I obviously needed it to track my steps and whatnot. And it didn't come with a charger. I opened the box and there was like a blank space where the charger was supposed to be. Didn't come with a charger. Luckily, I got insurance for it. So I'm gonna go to Argos right now and replace it. But I've literally just been sorting out my new passport because holy shit, it's been 10 years. And yeah, my passport expired, my old one. And I'm gonna be going away with Bryony in March for just a few days. I'll obviously be in prep still, but we'll get ourselves an Airbnb and whatnot, but just some time out of the UK. But anyway, obviously needed a new passport. I can't believe it's been 10 years. 2014, December was when I got that passport. And I remember getting that passport because I needed it urgently for a trip with my uni basketball team because we were gonna go to, we went to Scotland and I needed a passport at the time and to fly. And yeah, I can't believe that time has gone. Like uni 10 years ago. What? So that's wild. I'm turning 29 this year, which is, yeah. So yeah, I had to get a new passport this morning, check in with a couple of clients, and yeah, gonna go get this watch sorted because obviously I need that for prep. So we have quite the feast here for meal number 2. We have 160 grams of strawberries, 1 kiwi, 1 bagel thin, 20 grams of jam, 50 grams of beetroot, 4 bacon medallions, and 3 large whole eggs. So a pretty voluminous meal. This is going to be my pre-workout meal for today. When it comes to dieting, you really need to consider your food volume. Obviously, your calories are going to have to come down to get you in a deficit, but you want to try and keep food as high as possible. The amount of food that you're actually consuming. The amount of food that's on this plate here is actually higher. The volume is higher than what it was when I was trying to put on body weight. And you can use options like fruit and vegetables are an incredible option to do that. You can also pick carbohydrate sources that are higher in fiber. So picking sources like potatoes and also oats as well. They're really good, and it's all just to help you feel fuller for longer. It's not like I need this right now because obviously I'm only a few days into my prep, but just setting my meals up like this creates a really good foundation for the rest of my prep when I need to make adjustments. So I'm gonna tuck into this and then head to the gym. Today I've got legs. Really excited to see how I get on. My body weight is coming down, but the goal is obviously just to retain that performance in the gym. So I'll see you after I'm back from the gym for meal number 3. Right, we're back from the gym. Really good session. Performance was really good in the gym. That is really what I'm going to be using as a marker as to whether or not I'm losing body fat, body weight too quickly. If your performance is tanking very quickly, then you're probably going too fast with the fat loss. So I'll be using that as a marker. I'll be losing about 1%, maybe even just over 1% of my body weight per week for quite some time, probably up to around about 100 kilos, and then slow things down from that point on. It's because I just have more body fat rather than obviously being super lean now and trying to work quickly. It's just going to result in you losing muscle and you just being stressed out, the body just getting tired. Initially very quick, and obviously performance is going to be in a good place as well. So yeah, really good session. Let's get into meal number 3. We've got the standard bro meal for meal number 3. We got some rice, chicken, vegetables, and some Nando's sauce. Rice, 235 grams cooked weight, which is about the equivalent to 75 grams uncooked. Then we have chicken, 250 grams, which is seasoned very nicely. And then we got 100 grams of cooked vegetables. That's the meal, nice and easy. Before we get on with a little bit of work, make some content, I've got a call with a client at 7 p.m. Then just a couple more meals to finish off. I've also got to go and do some more steps. That's definitely something that has honestly been the biggest adjustment, I think, going into a prep. When I was in my off season, I wasn't tracking my steps. I was just doing my cardio, but I wasn't tracking my steps at all. And now consciously having that goal in my head of, okay, I need to hit 10,000 steps. It's definitely the biggest adjustment for me. Not difficult, but definitely the biggest adjustment. I think it probably would have been wiser for me to, at the very least, track my steps before I went into a prep and then just adjust based off of that, but it's not too bad, it gets me outside. So on to meal 4, which is 120 grams of oats, 60 grams of whey, 150 grams of berries, and we have 20 grams of honey and 15 grams of almond butter as well. Funny enough, this is actually a meal that I was, well, if you go back onto like my last full day of eating, you would have seen that this is a meal that I was actually blending. Today, I feel like I want to eat the oats. So it's less oats obviously than what I was having before. So it's just much more manageable to just eat it whole and just help you feel fuller for longer. So yeah, gonna have this meal, and then the last meal will be in about an hour and a half. I was just saying to Bryony about how I have been pretty drastic with the food drop. So I'll just see how my body weight moves. But as I said, like, I'm more than happy with it to be aggressive initially. But if it's too fast, if I'm losing kilos on kilos, like the first couple of weeks, I'll need to give myself some more food, because obviously that's not conducive to actually holding on to the muscle that I've built. So yeah, we need to obviously keep an eye on things. Just about to make meal number 5, and yep, I'm definitely getting a walking pad. 100%. Oh my God. Having to go in and out for walks. Yeah, I actually back at my old place in Bedford, they had treadmills, they had a gym there. So I basically just use that gym for my cardio, for my steps. Whereas I've only got cardio kit here. And yeah, every time I need to go for a step or just do some steps, I have to go outside. And yeah, convenience is king in a prep and just for your routine. So walking pad is getting inserted into the office next week or over the next couple of weeks, because yeah, that's going to be key, especially towards the tail end of prep when energy's lower. Yeah, no way. So I was actually supposed to have mince and rice for my final meal, but I ran out of mince. So I had to use some chicken instead, and then just essentially use some extra virgin olive oil to make up the fats that would have come from the mince. So in those situations, when you haven't got the food that's exactly on your meal plan, you can make adjustments and replacements and switch certain foods around. And that's obviously where having that knowledge about macros and whatnot definitely helps out. So my last meal is going to be 235 grams of cooked weight rice. We have 250 grams of chicken, 5 ml of extra virgin olive oil. We have 50 grams of tomatoes, some sweet chili sauce, and some encana pepper. If you know, you know. That's the full day of eating today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next week for the next one, episode 2. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.